Oh, I think it is time. Time to bring the Draco to school. To school to the Draco. I got you. All right. All right. It's time to bring the Draco to class. I brought the Draco to school. Let's go. All right, it's time. All right. Now, as you know, so you probably tapped on this video, learning that, knowing that the Draco is a weapon or a gun or automatic weapon that a lot of rappers was talking about in a lot of their songs, and you see a lot of people shooting Dracos or whatever in a lot of videos. So now Draco is not named. The gun is not just named Draco for no reason, right? The Draco is what? An actual star. Now, this is something they don't want you to know, because if you knew this, you would actually know where your soul, or your actual your place of your soul actually came from. Okay, let's get into it. Let's not like waste no more time. All right. Now, have you seen? We don't know it as the Great Bear or Ursa Major, or we know it as what? The Big Dipper, right? The Big Dipper. So, and I always, when I give material what I'm reading out of, I always show you where I get it from. The gates of the Necronomicon, right? But what do you see right here, up here? The Big Dipper. Now you look at it like this. Is it the Eye of Horus? Hmm. They call it the Great Bear because, well, I'll get into that right now. Actually, I'm not even gonna push it any further. The Great Bear because if you have the tail of the bear, it goes in a circle. That's this alignment of the Big Dipper is always there. You can't see it in the daytime, but at nighttime you can see it. So what it does is it stays at the pole, the north, like the North Pole, and it goes in a circle. So just how the Earth turns, it turns. It's around 24/7. So the sun, they say Ra is an illusionary son, or like a god is just like a child. That's the second. Um, that came later. Like they said, like in the Bible said, "Let there be light." So light was not always there. So the light was placed there by a younger a younger deity. So that's why I call certain these gods or that people worship, those are our children. What do we look like worshiping our children, right? Okay, so you got to think about it in those terms, right? Okay, but the name of this book is called The Gates of the Necronomicon. It's by Simon. Okay, a lot of people have this version of the Necronomicon. They have like three or four, I believe four, but I have three of them. And the three that I have, the fourth, the other one is like a larger one that's, you can have if you want. The other one I have, it gives the details, full details of all the different types of uh, deities from the Necronomicon. So mostly everybody has this one, but you have to go a little bit further. I read from the book I have. Um, what is it called? The Dark God. Actually, no, excuse me. It's called the Dark Lord. Back in this book again. So I was reading this book, and it gave me indications to go get the book Necronomicon, The Gates of the Necronomicon by Simon. Even though it does mention in that other Necronomicon, that one I just showed you, the black and red one, that came out like in the 70s. The one I have that's blue and black, that one is actually came out in what, like 2006, 2004, 2006. Yeah, so but this book I was reading about the Typhonian current. Typhonian is before um when you say the kings and queens or uh, of Achaemenid or Egypt, um the dynastic period that was a pre-dynastic period. So the Typhonian is the dragon current. You see dragon England, Asia, everywhere pretty much, because that's where our people are everywhere. So I'm gonna try to get right to the point and not try to bore you. All right, the Typhonian current. All right, I'm gonna get right into it. All right, it's so bright. I know. But it's so bright. It's so bright because got information to give. All right, let's go. All right. Since the planets never enter these constellations, let me fold this back so you can see everything I'm reading, so there's no misconception of what I'm reading, like I'm making something up. Since the planets never enter the constellations, they are generally unimportant to astrologers. They just sit there revolving endlessly around the celestial pole. All right? Remember that there's a North Pole and a South Pole. The constellations that never sit below the horizon are called circumpolar because they make a grand circle around the pole. In our era, the celestial North Pole is a spot in space very close to the star called Polaris, which is the North Star. Got you. Okay? The North Star. But in previous eras, the pole star was a different celestial body. In 3000 BC, it was the star Thuban. Okay? In the constellation known as Draco. Whoa. Okay. So if we're people of the dragon, right? They're gonna give you something. All right, these people are getting close to something, so we can give them a name. Draco, Drake. He supposedly takes all of these people's raps that people write for him, and actually put him in power. Okay, because who is he with? Jay Prince. Jay Prince, his son actually supposedly found him, right? But he used some of the best writers to this date to actually keep him in power, because he's not actually writing these actual lyrics, but he's actually a performer, just like Beyonce. They actually use her too also. All right. So back to it. In 3000 BC, it was the star Thuban in the constellation known as Draco, or the dragon constellation, right? Okay. You'll have the Draco, the star, right? Then you'll have below it going south, or east or west. You can see it. The star Sirius rises. It can rise from the east and go to the west, just like we. They have the people of Egypt, or so-called Egypt, to Kemet, the land of the blackface. So the black people. You got to think about it. So you'll have the Draco star, and then you go below it. Then you'll see. You'll see the belt, Orion's belt. Okay, you'll see it looks like a cross, 3 stars in the middle and 2 on the side. Then below that you'll see the star Sirius. If you look at it in totality, it looks like a dragon. So that's where you get the Draco. Thuban is the head of it, but in totality of those, that the constellation or that system, it makes a dragon. All right, so the Necronomicon makes mention of this on page 208 in the second part of the Mad Arab's testimony. And there shall forever be war between us and the race of Draconis. Okay, all right, think about it like this. Draconis is the people that was here before. So ancient people. Ancient people, that means melanated people. That you see melanated people on every continent, every country, but they try to keep them hidden so they don't look like you were actually there. Okay. And there shall forever be war between us and the race of Draconis. For the race of Draconis was ever powerful in ancient times. Okay, like I just said, ancient times. When the first temple were built in Magan, and they drew upon much strength from the stars, people of the stars. You can look up, let's see, they're in Mali, the Dogon tribe. They also venerate the star Sirius too also. And also the people in Tibet. I haven't gotten a chance to get my hand on this book, but they actually have it. Actually, at this time and date, they actually have this book out of print called "The People of." Let me see. The people of exile. The Sun people of exile, and it's actually talking about a people that's in Tibet. They actually venerate the star. The star Sirius too also. Okay, let me get back to it. So in the page, and again on page 210, they worship when that star is highest in the heavens, and is of the spear of the Igigi, as are the stars of the dog and the goat. The dog star. If you ever see the logo of Sirius Radio, okay? Sirius Radio has a logo of a dog right next to his logo, right? Think about it. The dog star, the star Sirius, they venerate the star Sirius as the dog star. The dog is Anubis and Pu. Anubis and Pu is you'll see him as the dog-headed deity with the human body in Egypt, so-called Egypt, or Kemet. Okay. All right, I'm gonna keep it going. Keep it going. Shout out to Daylight. Keep it going. All right. And in other places in the book, this would seem to be a reference to those ancient times. Again, with the ancient times. 5 millennia ago, when Draconis was the most important constellation and seemed to pivot around the heavens, and one of his own stars, Thuban. Make sure you can see everything I'm reading. I don't want y'all to see like he's making up anything. I gotta hold it so I can catch everything I'm saying. Okay. Seemed to pivot around the heavens on one of its own stars, Thuban, Alpha Draconis. Alpha is what? The beginning. Okay, wordplay is everything. English is a compilation of different countries putting or continents putting together something that was a later date of way of speaking. Okay, Alpha Draconis. The gradual change from Draconis, okay, to Dipper seems to signify to the mad Arab a change from a world run by a bloodthirsty cult of serpent worshippers to one run by a more orderly and benign civilization. Benign, orderly, just like we're in a society of what we have right now. Okay, like they say, the Nephilim. They said that you'll find the Nephilim all in the jailhouses, because this is a system that was, or the system, you'll find the Nephilim in the jailhouses. Who do you mainly find in all the prisons around the U.S.? Mostly melanated, so-called black people, so-called African-American people. Just because they call you African-American don't mean you came from Africa. We have people of melanin everywhere. So we are the mixing pot of the world. We actually have people that was from here, this continent, or the Americas. Okay? And that's also South America too also. You can look up the Olmeca tribe in La Venta, Mexico. You'll see the faces. Look at those noses. That's us, okay? All right. Right here, again, I'm going to go back to it again. It says a bloodthirsty cult of serpent. The serpent, Okay, now soon there will be there will be St. Patrick's Day, which is observed in what is it called? Ireland. Irish, our melanated people. You can find those people in uh in Ireland too. Okay, melanated people. They see like the leprechaun. He uses what magic. Quickly. I noticed I have all the Leprechaun movies on a DVD, right? So I noticed when the Leprechaun goes to the hood on part one and part two, he no longer can really use magic against those people because you know what they I never seen him use magic on them. He always would have to trick him with a goal in order to get him. Okay, think about it. The same magic is him. That's his people. Think about it. It's really you can use your magic against you can use like it's just your melanin. So it's easy for the leprechaun to use magic against the white people in those movies in those first 3-4 movies I believe. It's easy for him to do it because they don't have what melanin, okay, or a so-called they're not so-called black, but they're not melanated people, so they don't have the magic to use with their mind. So that's what the leprechaun was pretty much about. So I'm only say that to show you when they say the serpent. Okay, we're going back to Ireland, right? What does Saint Patrick do? He's known for. We have he's known for getting rid of the snakes out of Ireland, right? Okay, so now look at this: a world run by a bloodthirsty cult of serpent worshippers. 2, a one run by an orderly being, a orderly and benign civilization. So if he got rid of the bloodthirsty cult of the serpent, he got rid of the serpents, he got rid of the snakes out of Ireland, right? So if he got rid of that means they killed off the people in Ireland, the pygmies or the small, they was like that's why the leprechaun is a short, he's short, leprechaun. He's small, is a smaller person, right? These are smaller, melanated beings, melanated people that were already there. So when Saint Patrick is dealing with what? Religion. Religion gets rid of what? Something that is what? Ancient. Let me see. Find it for you so you can know what I'm talking about. Powerful in ancient times. The race of Draconis. The race of Draconis, right? The dragon cult. All right? Bloodthirsty cult of serpent people. Okay, if he got rid of the snakes, that means they killed off the people. That's just a deceptive way of saying you killed off somebody. If St. Patrick, probably more than likely, just like the Pope, he actually back in the late times actually thought he told the people it was okay to have slaves. So it's the same thing. If they killed off certain people in Ireland, what do you make of it then? So St. Patrick told the people it was okay to kill off the serpent people or the pygmies, the short people in Ireland. So that means we have melanated people everywhere. If you watch the Highlander movies or the TV show, where are they at? In Ireland. Or they have them in the Scottish realm too also, but mainly they have them in Ireland too also. Okay. Let me open this up so you can see it. I know it's kind of blurry. It's a little crazy. Indeed, to the ancient Egyptians, the serpent symbolized, here we go, or we can say the ancient Kemetians. The ancient Egyptians or Kemetians, the serpent symbolized the most ancient one. So that was before, you have the dynastic period. It's a pre-dynastic. The Set Typhon, okay? Typhonian, Set Typhon, okay? The first god who dwells beneath the waters of the earth. and waits for the time when it will rise up again and destroy the world as we know it. This act of destruction will unite the waters below with the waters above in a state equivalent to the primordial. Prime, that like Optimus Prime, he was part of one of the first orders of Prime. Think about it. He's one of the oldest. If he's one of the oldest, that means you've been around for a long time. Okay, let me find where I was at. The primordial epoch. Epoch is like a part of time. So primordial epoch, before the creation of humanity. Okay? The creation of humanity and its subsequent trashing of the cosmos. Oh, not trashing, thrashing of the cosmos. Thrashing is like to get a whooping or get your ass beat. Okay? This entire idea of a sea monster dwelling beneath the seas, dead but dreaming, only waiting for a chance to rise up and destroy humanity, is the archetype of Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, virtually in every significant detail, even to the concept of the ancient ones. See, we go with that word again, ancient. We're the oldest people on this planet, this realm. The Egyptians of old would have old Egyptians. That means they were part of the Typhonian current. Typhonian. The Egyptians of old would have been at home with Lovecraft's stories, as would the priests of the vanished race of Sumeria. Okay. But while it is tempting to assign political or theological content, theologians, theosophical, let me see another word, assign political. Okay, these are terms like when you bring order to chaos, or when you actually get rid of a people that has the actual chaos in their blood, melanated people. Okay, that's why you see most of our people in where the prisons or the jails. Put it together. Okay, but while it is tempting to assign political or theological content to the story of the war between the cult of the Draconis and the relatively present-day cults of the Bear, it is wise to remind ourselves that this shift from Draco to Polaris is very much a function of such things as gravity and the combined gravitational pulls of the sun and the moon, which cause the earth to wobble on its axis in that eternal dance known to us as the precession of the equinoxes. For the shift from Draco to Polaris is but a circumpolar manifestation of the zodiacal shift from Aries to Pisces to Aquarius. Okay, Pisces, like you see the fish, two fish, one swimming, one like Erykah Badu says in a song, two fish, one swimming upstream, one swimming down, living in a dream. Okay, then now you know what I'm saying. Doesn't make sense to you if it's one swimming down, one swimming upstream, and one swimming downstream, living in a dream. When she loves, she tends to cling. That was a part of the lyrics. But if you're living in a dream, if you're downward, that means you're living in a dream. That means you have to raise yourself up. Okay, just play it back and it'll make sense. From Aries to Pisces to Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. Aquarius as the equal natal point of the new year. Okay, and I'm going to stop it right there, 24. Oh, just like we in the year 2020. Now they say we're in the year, this is going to be the year of Ma'at, balance. Now, will the balance be brought on? Well, you don't have to keep a whole, I just say, just keep your eye or your ear open, or more of your ear and your eye around. But this is me bringing the Draco to school. All right. And the teacher was very, very pleased. All right. Peace.